work or hanging out with you because Christmas time sucks. I want this to be over.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it this year either.
Our resident Grinch.
I hate it. I hate it.
I swear to God. She really is a Grinch right now. Oh my God.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by the Memorial for Nakatomi Plaza. Never forget Christmas Eve, 1988. This is the end. Well, it's not the 30th anniversary, is it? No.
No, it's not.
That was made a while back, so I should have erased that. Jesus Christ. Why didn't you catch that, Martin?
Because never forget the 30th anniversary.
And just remember that Hans Gruber was a freedom fighter, and he was done in by a filthy cop. Defund the cops.
And demonetized right away. Good.
Yeah, that's it.
YouTube hates
YouTube supports that. Yeah, they like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, 1 minute
Double
in,
monetization.
Double monetization.
Now we can do what we want. It's gone.
I
anyway.
want my money. I want my money.
We do what we want. Yeah, more money, please. More money.
More money.
This is how it is. Today. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield. Minefield.
Today on Pop Culture Minefield. That's such a catchy tune. It keeps going. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good, whatever.
Guten Abend, mein Freunds and Freundins.
Ouch, that hurt. The German in this movie is better than what Gary just did.
Well, the funny thing is Alan Rickman is multilingual, so it's nice that he speaks it. He still sounds English to me. It doesn't sound
I found that apparently he performed the song in French. I couldn't find anything to whether he actually was multilingual. It's not in Wikipedia. It's not in his IMDb. At least not in the version I could find. But his German is very convincing.
I read that he was spoke German and French.
I couldn't find any evidence of that. I tried.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. No worries. I actually read it not on the internet, but in a book. So, hello, humans. Welcome, Snorty. How you doing, my friend? Connie Cleary is here. Let's see who else has popped in here. Che is here. What's up, Che? Merry Christmas, everybody. Absolutely. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, however you want to say it. But I don't do the happy holidays thing. I say Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy New Year. I separate them. You got to be fucking lazy or a fucking left-wing douche nozzle to say Happy Holidays. So
Happy Christmas.
No, I don't think so. If you say
Happy Holidays, say Happy Christmas.
If you say Happy Holidays, you just mean Christmas and Hanukkah at once. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think people do that on purpose, especially here in the United States. They do it on purpose.
Well,
and it's annoying.
You guys are weird.
I believe in Berkeley Breathitt's way of doing it with Opus when he would say Harry Fishnets. Because he didn't understand what the guy was saying when he's saying Merry Christmas. He's Harry Fishnets.
Actually, because I have it every day, all day long, we just say schöne Feiertage, which means happy holidays, because whatever you're celebrating, have fun doing it. And there's nothing left.
Once again, I want to point out you live in Europe, one of the most progressive places on the planet, outside of China. Yeah.
Come on.
Wonder why you guys don't get any of the real news. You get this corporate news over there, and why you get confronted by so many people because you're involved with an American.
Saying that's how we say it, because we just mean to wish people happy holidays, whatever you celebrate.
For God's sakes, Christmas came from Germanic countries. Saint Nicholas.
I don't care. We do that whenever. We do that for Easter. We do that whenever there's a holiday. We just say happy holiday.
Let's just keep talking.
Why are you fighting your fiancé's nature?
I'm not fighting her.
Just read it. There's
a world of difference between fighting and I'm enjoying myself and it's annoying her.
I'm not saying you're fighting her. You're fighting her nature. It's different. Just read her title. What do you expect?
It's Gary. When she goes after me, I think it's the people love it when she gets mad at me.
Gary,
I'm mad at the world. Right now,
people
I'm
love
mad
it when
at
you
the
get mad at me.
World, because my life sucks. I work in retail. I have 2 jobs and no break. And my management sucks. So yeah, fuck the world. That's what.
Yeah, they basically told her she asked for Monday off. She can't do Monday's show, Military Monday, because they wouldn't give her the day off, and they just basically told her to fuck off. She's got terrible bosses.
I have an issue in my apartment that needs fixing, and Monday is the only day that I can't do it because technically it's my day off. And they basically told me to go fuck myself because this is the day we make the most money, so we need all people on board. I just hope it sucks as much as today sucks, because we are so overstuffed. That was just half of the work that they expected to. So I do hope Monday will be the same. Fuck them. All they care about is making money, not the employees.
Gary,
anyway,
I have a simple question for you.
Hey, that's me.
Gary, did you and Anima get married and not tell us or something?
Funny you would say that, because
we're emotionally tethered. So,
well, hold on. We are working on my fiancé visa, and part of that is to get letters from family and friends, just verifying our relationship. And one of Gary's friends actually wrote that upon meeting us, like in real life, in person, it already seems like we've been married for years. And that made me chuckle when I read that letter. That was Jimmy,
Mac
right?
said that.
Mac, yeah.
Mac said that, yeah.
Just remember, you're right.
He wrote something really nice too. The problem that she's going to have with me is every hill is worth dying on for me.
You forget one thing, Gary. Once I'm over there, I'll be able.
I know you can hit me with
shit
things.
out of you. Yes, and I will.
Oh my God! Yeah, they've seen when you're here hitting me. I was waiting for it every single time.
Yeah,
because I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I know what I'm doing.
And you would look towards me, like to the side, out of the corner of your eye, like, where is it? Where is it? I know it's coming. That was hilarious.
Dark Woods Present is here. Is there a link to the movie, or are we going to have to imagine it? This is a discussion show. It's a talk show where we talk about the movie, talk about trivia, information behind the making of the film, talk about our impressions of the film, things like that. Sorry, if you want to watch a free version of Die Hard, try Pluto.
Yeah.
TV or one of the other free services.
Yeah, he's used to seeing me at watch parties. That's why he's asking.
Is that why?
Yeah.
That's why,
now, to be honest with
put it
you,
in the description that it's a discussion and not a watch along.
We always make sure somewhere in there it says it's a discussion show. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, you have the movie promoted with faces in front of it, showing that it's going to be a bunch of assholes talking about a movie. But one of our goals down the line, now, Darkwoods, is to do watch parties and do kind of like MST3K kind of stuff where we'll be down at the bottom of the screen and you'll see the movie. But we'll only be able to do that like on, what is it?
Rumble.
Discord and Discord, Rumble. Yeah. Rumble and Discord, using both. And it bugs me how tight ass YouTube is with showing even a few seconds of something. And
Well, you do your own music for fuck's sake. So
Yeah, but I mean, all of the Die Hard movies are free on YouTube now, so why not just let us all show it?
are they?
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter. YouTube is
So
going
why
to
the
claim
fuck can't we? Oh,
I
that's
don't
just
know.
bullshit.
Gary,
I agree.
why the fuck are they claiming you for your own music? The music that you write and produce.
Well, okay, it looks like they're going to stop doing that because CD
Guys.
Baby finally stepped up and says he owns it. We're not claiming
He
it. You're
makes
claiming it for us. Yeah. so-
Yeah. There's this kind of scum people that they do not own the right of anything, but either way they claim they cast a big net of
And
claimants.
ironically, they're all from South America.
Fuck you,
Who else
Gary.
is from South America that I know?
Do you have a slideshow, right? Because I'm leaving and I'm taking
Yeah,
mine.
don't you know? You fucking stay. Hey, we had an interesting meeting last night. Martin and I sat down with an old friend of mine, my daughter's martial arts teacher, Theron Sturgis, and we're going to be doing a new show. It'll be 2 Thursdays a month in the evening, and it's going to be called Kung Fu Fight Night. And it'll be all of us fighting. No, it'll be a show where we talk about like great martial arts films, and we'll pick one for each show. And not only is Theron Sturgis going to be involved, my Sifu from Country Kimbo, Terry Faircloth, he's graced the cover of Kung Fu magazine. The guy is amazing. He has agreed to also join us.
Nice.
So I think that's wonderful. My daughter's martial arts teacher is just one of my closest friends here in Springfield. And Terry Faircloth, who I adore that man. I really do. I admire him, adore him. But it was in his school where I got that injury that still fucked my arm up to this day when Al DeCoscos dislocated my right shoulder. And then he and Al, because they're both small guys, had to team up to put their feet against my head and neck and my chest and pull my arm out so I could pop it back in. That was something. You have never felt pain until you feel that, putting a joint back in. And it did not go in smoothly. See y'all later. No, go. Oh, yeah, man. Hang out.
No,
I like your
I
cat.
could say
we're gonna be here for a while.
This cat reminds me
yes.
of one of my cats.
so. The film's called Die Hard.
Wait a minute. I was reading it. There's a rechargeable cross-arc plasma version to use with their proprietary cases. I didn't know that. That's fucking cool. Pretty much, yeah. Everybody had Zippos when we were in the army. Don't like the
benzene.
Well, Bic lighters are dangerous, and people, especially in the military, it's dangerous to have them around because they, if anything hits them, they can go off in your pocket. Zippos were the safest lighters to have, and you always need lighters in the military. If you get a loose thread, it's the only way to fix a loose thread on your uniform. And so everybody had Zippos, and I love those things, man.
Yeah, I used to have one. And I prefer the smell of the benzene.
Well, he's an every guy. McLean is
What?
an every guy. McLean. I was reading and responding to the comment Slasher Fred made, which is, that's what makes him so great. Also, he is clearly military background. That tattoo that's on his arm is to reference something.
And you
from the
can tell he
military,
had
probably
special
special forces.
training. Yeah.
Yeah, not just a cop, but he's on the job. They let you know from the very beginning he's still on the job. He's fucking on an
He's
airplane.
always on
Back
the
when
job.
cops could carry a weapon onto a
Yeah.
plane.
Also, he's barefoot in the hotel room doing the fists with your toes thing on the carpet, which is fucking gross. It's a hotel room carpet, but anyway.
Yeah, I know, right?
He doesn't even bother to put his shoes back on. He just runs out there. He's always on the job. But he's not a superhero because he is cussing himself out. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
He
this?
gradually gets hurt worse and worse. And one of the visual ways that they show you how roughed up he is throughout the film is not just the injuries. No, it's with the fucking shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Because it starts white, and by the end of the film, it's burnt umber.
Yeah.
By the end of the film, there even are no shirt.
It's fucking great. I love
the way he talks to himself. Like, why are you doing this? He is like giving himself.
Go to LA, have a few laughs.
Yeah.
Mumbling to himself.
I love
part
that.
of the reason I think they did that because in the book version of it, he just has an inner monologue going through what his thought process is.
Yeah, he's also a very dark character because, for people who don't know, the original book was a sequel to The Detective, which was adapted into a film with Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, who is fucking 70 when they made this film, was offered the role first. He had that first right of refusal shit. Same thing with Dirty Harry. Offered the role. It's like, not right for the role. Dirty Harry was not a film for someone like him. That's the movie right there. Frank Sinatra, The Detective. That movie is so fucking dark.
Allow me.
Allow you what?
I'm trying. Oh, okay, delete it. Show it again, please.
Yes.
There you go.
And you're muted for some reason. You're muted.
That's because
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay.
He's hoping his video
Welcome
gets
to the
better
club.
when he shuts off the audio.
That's so cool, man. Any special
And it's not
features on
porn.
it? Yeah, that's everything in the back is porn. He keeps his good films up close to him. Also, the beard and mustache looking good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
I have had shaved. I shaved my beard like 4 days ago, and Anima hasn't commented yet.
I noticed. What is that? What's that to comment? I mean,
In fact, it was in the middle of one of our hanging out sessions. I got up and went to the bathroom, and I just did it. Came back in, nothing.
yeah, it was probably like 1 a.m.
Who's the woman in this relationship?
Yeah, right.
I'm not bitching. I just point out because I think it's funny.
It's what you do or not do. What's the point in me commenting? Won't make you do or not do it.
Yeah, Nothing Lasts Forever is the name of the book. I had it highlighted. Absolutely, Nothing Lasts Forever. Very dark book because in the end, he's there to rescue his daughter, and she fucking dies.
Oh, dark.
Very dark ending. And also, the villain, as was pointed out, is kind of stealing the money. Yeah, but he's doing it for what he believes is a righteous reason. So along comes this fucking cop and I'm so glad they changed it because I'm telling you that book would not make a very good film. And a lot of people don't know, like Die Hard 2 is also based off of another book by another author.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, when he types in his wife's name on the computer, you can be seeing the inspiration for the famous touchscreen. Yes, the touchscreen technology. First time I ever saw it used in a film was this one.
In a film, but it was older than this film. And now
it's been around since the 70s, but hardly anybody knew about that shit unless you're a fucking tech nerd.
There's an Easter egg in that. Well, Easter egg or an error. When he sees her name before pressing the button, it says Holy Gennaro with an A, and as he presses the button, the text changed to Gennaro with an E.
It's also spelled differently on her door.
Yeah,
the door is with an E.
Yeah, and it led to the theory that she wasn't sure about really going back to her maiden name, so he never bothered to have it corrected on her door because she wasn't sure if she was going to keep it anyway.
Che, I got to tell you, man, I got about 2 seconds into that fucking fight scene in that trailer, and I was out. No, not gonna watch that fucking movie. Looks stupid. It's Die Hard with a lady, and it's like first thing they do, they have her fight a woman, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm tired of this girl fight shit. It's fucking goofy.
She's becoming Daisy Ridley Scott.
Yeah, his feminism has gotten out of hand. It's bizarre how Ridley is. Hates men in film. But anyway, the novel, let's see, what makes John McClane a pretty normal character? Yep. All right, I've addressed them. All right, good. So basically, the first screenplay to this just wasn't working. And so the screenwriter got fired because he adapted the book as best he could, but he's not good at writing comedy. You went, oh?
Yes, that I just noticed that I forgot to run the, the slideshow.
And I've been sitting here for a full minute thinking, should I put it up? Will he remember?
When they released the film, they were so terrified that because there was a funny reaction to Bruce Willis when they did a screening of the trailer, and they got doubly scared of having him in this movie. And so they took him off of the posters. But then after the first 2 weeks of the film, they decided to put him back on because huge reactions to Bruce Willis.
Well, he had just done 2 things that completely flopped, apparently, so they were scared.
Yeah. And well, they should be, because both the things he did before this that wasn't TV were flops.
Yeah. That's what I just said.
Oh, what? Moonlighting. That's
what
what he
you
had
said.
like right before this, right?
What?
Wasn't the series Moonlighting like what he was most known for before this?
Yeah, that's what he was known for, as the romantic lead on a comedy detective series.
I can't really see him as that.
So he did Blind Date with what's her name?
Kim Basinger.
Yeah, Kim Basinger. And then the other film he did was The Return of Bruno. It was a TV movie, and those are the only 2 I really remember from before Die Hard. Wait, no, he did Sunset same year, and it got released before Die Hard, and it tanked. So that's the other film they're talking about, is which I thought was a really good film. I like the film Sunset. It's him and James Garner playing Hopalong Cassidy and Wyatt Earp in the early 1930s Hollywood, having to solve a murder. And Charlie Chaplin, even though he's not called Charlie Chaplin, it's obvious who Malcolm McDowell is playing, is Charlie Chaplin. And he's guilty of a murder, and they're trying to prove it. Fun little film. Die Hard was a huge experiment. They were kind of like pressed to hire him, and in the end, they paid him $5 million, making him at the time the highest paid actor in Hollywood to be in this fucking movie. And then they had buyer's regret.
Fire part is Alan Rickman, like, because he was such an unknown, they could get him for super cheap. I think it was like close to the minimum to play Hans Gruber, like $250,000 or
he was a
$200,000,
stage actor. I don't think he has been in front of a camera.
Yeah, this
much.
was his movie. No, this was his first movie.
He was 42 years old, and the majority of his career he spent doing stage plays, which you can tell by the way he's acting that he is stage trained, and also how he transforms.
He is a master of nuance with his face.
Yeah.
In this film,
when he pretends to be somebody else, and then swaps back to Hans. That's amazing. Without even talking.
Because again, heavy spoilers. Paul is a dear friend, and I want to get him back on the channel. And I'm so grateful that he slums with us every once in a while. But Paul over at Heavy Spoilers has the single best video on the this film, the things you don't know about this movie, and he points at some wonderful things. The facial expressions that shift in a split second with Alan Rickman, that it's almost not even noticeable. You got to pay attention to catch it, where he's leering at somebody and then suddenly he becomes friendly.
And Rickman himself
smiles.
gives credit to the director because he says the director is able to have your character talk without the character talking.
Yeah, speak without speaking.
Yeah.
And he also did this other thing that's seen throughout the film where he's constantly touching things with his hand, showing that he's in the moment and stating, I own this. This is mine.
I also love how he gets the nuances of being European, like the way he holds the cigarette and the way just that, especially when you compare it to Bruce Willis's character, he makes a point of exactly doing the things he does like a European would do and not like an American. Helps that he's British, of course, but I think he really went into research there.
Yeah. Now, again, want to point out about McClane's character, he tries to avoid having to kill people. Yeah, here's that scene with the touchscreen. And the first person he kills is by accident. He's a cop. He's trying to catch these guys and immobilize them. Slasher Fred, absolutely. Home Alone is a family friendly version of Die Hard. It is. The Huey Lewis looking dude, because even I thought he looked like Huey Lewis when I saw the movie in the theater. I'm like, is that a Huey Lewis? It's not. It's an actor.
He's not.
But that was a rumor
He's
that
an
went around for a long time that he was in there. Also, one of the villains, one of the brothers, and I'm not the only person that says this, looks like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. It's so freaky how much he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer.
With his haircut, yeah. He does.
And it's funny because he and his brother, played by Russian ballet dancer Godunov, first name Alexander Godunov. Godunov, of course, is Russian. And the guy that plays his brother in it, Andreas Wisniewski, is Polish, from Poland. And I remember him more, not for this film, but he was in one of the James Bond films. He plays a milkman trying to commit an assassination. You remember the guy? Anybody? Bond fans?
Living Daylights.
Yes. He was such a good bad guy in that. There are 3 movies on IMDb that Bruce Willis did as uncredited. First Deadly Sin, Ein Guru Kommt, and The Verdict. Here's a little bit of trivia that a lot of people aren't aware of. We just learned today. He was born in West Germany.
Ein Guru kommt? I never heard about
with
that.
The German mother and an American soldier father.
Post-war baby, yeah, there were a lot of them.
Show him
what's
the
funny
watch.
to me? The German title of this movie is Stirb langsam, that means die slowly. This all goes down in one fucking night. Why would you pick a name like that? There's nothing slow about this. This goes down within a couple hours.
Yeah, I think Die Hard in German should have just been Die Hard, whatever the fucking word is, hard is in German.
Fun.
Those of you who are book fans, I have the
Dude,
my version right here. And my version of Nothing Lasts Forever, which of course I bought after the release of this film. Because I was
the
like
same thing with
everyone else.
Die Hard 2.
Yeah. And I have that as well, 58 minutes.
That's it, right there.
Yeah.
And what they ended up doing, as I recall, they it's not just that book. There's a combination of another book in there for Die Hard 2. Do you remember what that is?
No, I don't recall that.
I don't either. Not
No.
important. We'll talk about it the next time.
Okay.
I have the novelization for part 3, but I'm not going to go digging for it just now. This was just at the top of my stack, so I could get to them easily.
Well, I will point out that Die Hard and Die Hard 3 are what I consider to be the two connected films.
Yeah.
Because Die Hard has Hans Gruber and Die Hard 3 has Simon Gruber, Hans's surviving brother, who wants to humiliate and destroy McClane. A very good film, by the way. I consider the two the best of the franchise.
I look
Oh,
forward
for
to
sure.
watching it.
In
Hold
fact,
on,
if
please
we do
hurry.
Die Hard 2, it'll probably be on a Wednesday, and I'll save Saturday for Die Hard 3. It's a
You know,
much worthier film.
if he's German, his name would be Simon, not Simon. Just saying.
Oh, that's just gross. You're just being gross now.
Simon. There's nothing gross about that. Hey, dude,
Yeah.
my second youngest brother is called
And
Simon.
she's just getting it.
No, I'm not just getting it. I'm not just getting it. I know he likes to make that joke, but one of my brothers is called Simon, so fuck off making jokes about that name.
I will call him Simon.
Lady V's in the chat.
Hello, Lady
Hey,
V.
Lady V.
What you been?
Long time.
Missed
Long
you.
time. Merry Christmas.
Oh, and there are. What is this? Lady V Ostains? Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, she's there, right there with me. What? Seaman? What?
By the way, do you know where they got the title Die Hard from?
Oh my
I have
God,
no
okay.
clue. Let's
Shane
hear
Black, The Last Boy Scout. That was the original title for that movie.
it. Oh, wait. Last
yeah,
Boy
Joel
Scout?
Silver just liked the title so much, he just decided to throw it at this movie.
No shit. Okay. And by the way, what a fucked up production that movie is, Last Boy Scout. But god damn it, I love it. I love that fucking movie.
I know, right?
You know, what happened was, the cheating catches his partner and his wife cheating. He goes, "We didn't mean this to him." And he goes, "What'd you do? Slip, trip, and your dick fell in my wife?"
Oh, geez, sorry, Mrs. H. You know,
Sorry, Mrs. H. What a great fucking movie.
This is best character introduction. They just, as soon as Hans Gruber enters the movie, he basically just takes over it.
Yeah, and once again, the way he shows it to us, the audience, is he touches everything. And whenever he is standing in particular, his hands is touching in a very specific way.
yeah, he's
And
not
I find that
groping it. It's
interesting.
sensual.
Yeah,
He's just
and
brushing
that's
over
good you bring that up
surfaces
because,
and
yeah, go ahead.
he's not putting his hands down. He's gently brushing over surfaces with just 2 fingers or something. It's something very sensual. Like he just owns it all with such little
Yeah.
gestures.
And he
say that
does
again,
the
but
same
slowly.
thing later. Yeah, say that slowly, baby.
Sorry.
He does something similar to it later when McClane gives him a cigarette and he smokes it. When McClane turns to walk away, Gruber steps on the cigarette, but he does it in a very feminine way. And it
It's
was
nothing
just all these little
feminine.
things.
No, guys do it like that too. They don't do it with the what's it called? You do it with your toes, not with the back of your foot.
The heel.
You step on it.
Well,
with
let's
the heel. Thank you. I guess that's really the European way of putting out cigarettes on the ground. Is you step on it with your toes and then you turn left, right.
Yep.
That's
I'm
how you
going
do
to
it.
pause it right here because this is that moment where the two characters who are not German in real life, one's Russian, one is Polish, they say, "Hey, brother." And the other character says, he doesn't say "ein Moment," he says "Moment."
Mhm.
Do you want me
And-
to explain that?
Well, let me explain something first. Why I don't agree with that German assessment is that many other cultures and languages, they'll adopt an American way of saying things. Like you actually hear people in Europe saying, fuck you.
Oh, all
They
the
don't
time.
say it in their language. They say it in English. Fuck you. It's so understood. And what I saw this as when he says, hey, brother, was that he was not trying to speak German. He was actually trying to say in America. I think he's trying to say, hey, brother. And it just because of his accent.
They are supposed to be Germans, though. And what gives it away is that he says Bruder, and nobody speaking German pronounces the E, which we just say Bruder. It's like an A, not ER. And that just gives it away that he's not a native speaker, because no native speaker would pronounce it like that.
But this is a funny moment because basically this guy is in charge of replacing all the relays, so no phones go out. All the phones have to be connected internally. And Goodenough's character walks up with a fucking electric chainsaw and fucking just starts cutting through the cables, and he's trying to keep ahead of him connecting these fucking cables.
But yeah, he tells him, but that's when he says moment. That means no, wait, but he doesn't hear it because he has already started the chainsaw. So he doesn't
he hear it. He doesn't.
I think he's doing it anyway too. I agree with Martin on that. He's doing it anyway.
He's been an asshole to his brother. That's all.
Yeah,
it's older brother, younger brother. He's picking on his younger brother.
Yeah,
maybe. But anyway, he just has to be faster than his brother with the chainsaw.
Which is, by the way, another connective thing between this one and the third film, because Goodenough's hatred of McClane and his desire to kill him becomes more important than the mission. And even Hans Gruber sees that in him. He tells him, we have to, this is our mission. And Goodenough's character just shoots him a look. Like, I'm killing this guy. That's my mission.
This is personal.
And so it has that same connection to the third film, where now we see Simon wanting to punish and kill McClane for having killed his brother. So, but I love this fucking scene. It's so quick. It happens so quickly, but it's really one of the funniest moments in the film if you understand what's going on. Also, this is a character, the driver, what's his name? Argyle. Argyle was a write-off character that would show up at the end of the movie suddenly, but they said that doesn't make any sense. So they figured out how to have him in there, and that involved also bringing in an ambulance too for later. But a lot of people notice that when they open the truck and start unloading out of the truck, there's no ambulance in there. Yep. It's like, oh well, fucking live with it, because they were kind of making this shit up as they went along. Because they were shooting without a finished script. They knew where they were going, but there were little tiny avenues they weren't prepared for early on that would pop in later.
Yeah.
And one of those is the ambulance.
Another is Hans and Bruce meeting when they do, and the whole faking being a guy. Like that wasn't in the book or original script at all. That's something that I think was it John McTiernan requested the scene.
Yes. Actually, that's really kind of cool, Slasher Fred. He actually said Hans Gruber. That's great.
Oh, well, Hans Gruber.
I know the episode.
And Hans Gruber is to the name of the doctor that created the original serum for Reanimator.
Holy shit, you're right. Oh, that is so cool. Hey, Jacob is here. What's up, my friend?
That's also
the guy said that, but he's an idiot.
That's also the guy who composed Silent Night. He's Franz Gruber. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
another thing they added on as they were going through it, because they're trying to figure things out, was all the cowboy stuff. It was partially done because Bruce Willis
he's
is
a Roy
fan
Rogers
of Western.
fan. Yeah, well, Bruce Willis is a fan of Roy Rogers. Grew up on it like I did. I grew up watching Roy Rogers.
Regarding this, eventually he came around.
Well, because McTiernan explained, and Tom and I, this is really important. Tom and I have gone into this many times, and we talked about it yesterday. on TGIF. Tom dropped in with us. It was great because I brought this up that Tom and I are two of the big people arguing the point that, unlike Lethal Weapon, this movie is a Christmas movie because if you remove Christmas from the story, it doesn't
There's no
happen.
story.
There's
Also,
no story.
one of the funniest jokes falls flat when he kills the first security guard and sends him down in the elevator, and he writes on his T-shirt, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho."
Ho ho
I
ho.
mean, that's Christmas right there.
How would that not? That would not fucking work.
He even puts a Santa hat on the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So come
right.
on, Christmas.
It is a Christmas.
This is a Christmas film solely because it is an integral part of the storytelling process. Lethal Weapon, if you remove Christmas from the film,
You don't even notice.
nothing's changed.
You know it's Christmas just because in some shoots you can see a Christmas tree, and that's it.
And they have Christmas music. There is, like, the movie starts with the Jingle Bell Rock, but that doesn't make it a Christmas film. What makes this a Christmas film isn't the music, but that Christmas itself is an integral part of the storytelling.
Well, the music is mostly Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
Yeah, Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy, yeah. That's
And you have a lot of jingles.
yeah.
Well,
It is a
like
Christmas
every
movie.
single song in the movie is a Christmas song. Even the hip hop one, because it was on one of the early Christmas, let them know it's Christmas albums.
Hey, Beckman's girls in the house.
What's up, big? Let's go. Jason Rowe is here too. What's up, bro? No payoff in the end with Christmas tape and Jingle Bells holding his gun on it. Yeah, it's the tape on his back. From
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fucking great.
Oh, best tape in the world that can adhere to sweat.
Right.
Another case where in this like scene coming up as example, like when he kills Takagi, they were pitching the whole thing of them actually meeting up beforehand. John Turner was like, I don't know if I can do that because he's going to end up seeing the scene. It's like, could you just move the table a little? So the scene was actually changed a bit so he didn't get a super good look at his face. So that scene could happen later. They were literally pitching it as this scene was being filmed.
We have
That's
Sax
interesting.
in our midst. Sax
Hi,
with an A before you troll me.
Yeah, right? better make sure they don't do that.
What's up,
And-
Zax? How you doing, buddy?
Let me. Do we have the one? The right one?
I hope so.
Well, I like the jerk
Yes,
one.
we
It's
have
my
it.
favorite.
Here,
Yeah.
here we go.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
That's the one.
Another detail with this scene, most people don't catch on. The hacker guy and the other guy are taking a bet on if Hans is going to kill him or not. And that's why, if you pay attention, there's actually some money that flashes very briefly. That's why he goes, I told you. It's not yet.
It's not
Well,
over yet.
Also, what makes it a good what the fuck moment is that he has his hands in his pockets. He's not handling any tools or guns because he's above that. He's not the one actually doing the dirty work, but then he does all of a sudden and he doesn't even hesitate. Like he gives him a chance and he's not taking it, so boom, headshot.
Here's another
And
thing I wonder
to
if
me,
any-
that was the what
Sorry.
the fuck moment that just blows his head off. And he's not usually the one doing the dirty jobs, so brutal.
Here's another thing I wonder if anybody ever notices. Throughout the entire movie, they say there are 12 terrorists, right? Because they're going off of McClane's number. There are actually 13. But he says 12 because he never sees Theo at any point.
Yeah, the black guy. He never sees him.
Yeah. Never sees him.
Never sees him or hear about them. Him.
Yeah, he's going off the names he's hearing over the radio.
Yep.
That's why he's writing his list. his
How does
Christmas
but
list.
how does he know? Because he crosses out one name, figuring out that's the dude I just killed and sent down in the elevator. How does he know? Does he speak
Oh,
German? character?
because he didn't use a name. He used a placeholder for that.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Also,
No,
what is it?
delete it, please. Stop calling them terrorists.
Well,
they are
I know.
freedom fighters.
Oh,
Fighters,
oh, I'm sorry.
freedom to get rich.
Yes, they were fighting for the
Freedom to
freedom
have
to
money.
steal.
And for
Yes,
that
I
comment,
like
you
rich
get
people.
this video, Martin.
What's the matter? You scared? Noticeably? I'll say. Now stand back. I gotta practice my stabbing. Ha ha! No, please help!
Oh my god, where's that from?
Futurama.
It's one of my single favorite moments from that entire show.
Practice my
That fucking
stabbing.
moment.
What the fuck?
You better back up. I got to practice my stabbing. Like, what?
I thought I was gonna say another N-word for a second, though. I have to be
Whoa!
No, we'll save that for Die Hard 3.
Okay.
He's got weird earlobes when you look at him from the side. They got an angle thing going on there.
Man, nothing compared to the guy in the other movie we just discussed.
Momo.
Wasabi. Momo and Wasabi. 90 fucking degree angle of his earlobe sticking out. I've never seen that before.
The only thing that makes me sad with this movie now is when I was showing it to my niece, she finally got old enough to watch it, and she was just going, Snape, Snape, Snape.
I mean, the moment he begins to speak, his voice is just unique, his way of talking. That snarl that he has.
Mhm.
I love the guy. I was so
By
By the
sad
way,
when
you
he
bring
came
up
out.
the number 13 there, Lady V. One of my favorite films that we will eventually get around to is The 13th Warrior, based off of Eaters of the Dead. Good
Yep.
book, and still, I think a good film, even though it changes a
Wait,
lot.
13 Warrior, wasn't it based on the poem of shit?
No, it's
that's
based on
not
the
poem
book
of shit.
by Michael Crichton.
I don't know
Eaters
the
of
poem
the
of
Dead.
shit. Never
No.
heard of that.
Kaiser! Anyway,
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, guys, he's practicing his German.
Beowulf. It was based on Beowulf.
Was it?
Yep.
no, it's inspired by. The 13th Warrior
but
is based on the book,
inspired
which was
same,
inspired by Beowulf.
same difference.
No.
The
no,
movie's not
live
inspired
action
by,
film.
it's adapted from the book. The book by Michael Crichton was inspired by.
Inspired by means you get an idea and then you make your own story. Based on
Make your own
means
story.
you
You
go
get an
from that
idea
story.
and you hack it to shit. That is
Now,
what
here's
it
the
is.
scene where Bruce Willis kills Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh my god.
Swear to God, this dude looks like Jeffrey Dahmer.
There
Hey,
are
Mike.
rules. Did you have rules when you ate that guy's brain?
Mike, what the hell? Why are you not here?
Get your ass on the panel. Do it.
Do it
now.
now.
What
Ah,
I also appreciate is that Hans Gruber as a character is actually intelligent. He's not movie
Man.
stupid.
And that's the
Highly
other thing
educated.
also with even McClane. McClane is a very intelligent adversary, which is why they're so frustrated with him, because he could just go in there guns firing. No, he tactically does everything he does. He just he has a reaction thing, and then it comes to cost him. Why he doesn't have his fucking shoes on, because he was quick to act instead of stopping and putting his shoes back on.
Yep.
Oh, I
That's what
love
you would
Looker.
have done, Gary. You would have put your shoes on first, and it would have taken you 15 minutes.
Goddamn right, because I know what's probably going to happen if I go up barefoot. I'm going to step on some glass and give my position away with blood or a yell and then get killed. Now, this leads to one of the stunts in the film that went wrong.
In the elevator shaft, yeah.
But they kept it in because it looks great. They show the stuntman go for the vent and he misses it.
And you called it
and
a
he
lucky
fell.
accident.
It was a pure lucky accident because they're like, oh, but that works. And then he catches the other vent. But they don't show that. They just show the guy falling, and then they cut to him catching, his hands gripping and grabbing as he's falling, which is humanly impossible, but fuck it.
No, to me it looked like he was aiming for one exit and then just caught the one below. Because
No,
he's the
if you
first-
watch the scene with the stuntman, there's no way he turned and caught that fucking next vent. That's why I had to cut it so quickly, because he was turning with his going back down. He was
it
going with
worked
his
for my
back
brain.
down.
Yeah. That's the power of editing. Unless you're really paying attention, you're not going to notice it.
Well, to my defense, I've only seen this movie once, so and that was a couple days.
Well,
we need to fix that.
Weird connection right there, Che. Eastwood was one of the guys that had, because he bought, I think around the same time he bought the rights to this as he bought the rights for Firefox.
That was the
there's my-
T-shirt, by the way. Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho!
Fine, Martin.
Great moment.
What I love is that there's a coloring
Finally,
book for Die
Mike.
Hard, and it's
Mm.
amazing. And one of the panels is literally John McClane left a message for Hans Gruber. What's on it? Fill out the shirt and see. It's just
What? You
No,
said
because
yeah, Martin.
I got disconnected for a second, and I wanted to be sure that the slideshow was still running and not frozen. Apparently, it's still going. Okay.
It is. Well, Martin, you can always give me the link to the slideshow before the show, just in case, so I can pull it up if you get kicked out or something. Well, as long as
Yeah,
I
Exactly.
Martin.
Yeah. So Jason Rose says you got to do one of these discussions for Looker, written and directed by Michael Crichton, one of my favorites. I wholly agree with you. Looker is really good science fiction, and I liked it. And look, Albert Finney is great in that fucking movie. Love that movie, and absolutely would love to do that one and another one with him in it, around from the late 70s, called Wolfen.
Oh, yeah.
Wolfen, about a tribe of wolves living in the city that are hunting and killing people.
I
Hack.
believe I have it.
Like Das Wolfen?
The movie Face Off can be a sort of Die Hard and role reversal. Yeah. It's kind of what it is. Yeah, I agree with you, Slasher Fred.
it's actually also really impressive because they keep introducing characters up to like the last 40 minutes of the movie. But it works because there's just
way
more
they
and
do
more
it, yeah.
challenges coming in.
Yeah, the rule of screenwriting is don't introduce any major characters after
But they
the
don't come out
first
of
act.
They don't come out of nowhere. It's like when the moment you meet them, they've already been there, just in the background.
Well, there's
and now they
it's
come
sort of
forth.
there's this gradation thing that now that we're at this point, the FBI need to be brought in, and so of course that's when you would meet those two characters, Johnson and Johnson. And in the credits, it says at the end, Big Johnson, Little Johnson. And here's another bit of irony for you.
I did.
In
I did
I
that.
can't remember which other Die Hard film it's in. I think it's the third one, maybe the fourth, where they have another federal agent, and his name is
Yeah.
Johnson.
In the fourth one, and when he introduces himself to McClane looks at him and says, "Johnson, eh?" And chuckles, and
Johnson,
then,
And now
That's the one. The fourth
John.
one's the one that has Kevin Crybaby Smith in it, right?
Yeah.
As Peter Geek.
this
That's
scene
it.
here is the saddest scene in the entire movie because you can clearly see the gas prices.
77 cents a gallon.
I'm
You watch prices get back down under $2 under what's coming in January.
Those were the
Watch.
days.
oh, makes me sad
Yeah.
every time.
makes your eyes sweat.
Yeah.
They're there. Somebody talks.
Please do.
One of the only things
Thank you,
that's
Seth.
kind of ridiculous is the locking system for the vault. Like, why would you have 9 time locks? And then you have like a wire going through from Tokyo, and then that thing needs to get cut to cause it to open.
Oh, yeah.
But here's an important thing. That's one of those things that it's not central to the actual plot. It's just something that's in the way for the villains so that they can't just instantly get it. Which is also kind of an interesting about it is that there's something besides the main hero who's like an opposition to them getting in, even though basically the plan is Han's going in. Though there's another question of, let me get this straight. He didn't even tell the hacker guy that, by the way, I'm going to have the FBI cut the time lock. Like, Theo's like, wait, what? Because he goes, it's like, this is going to go up. I'm not sure how you're going to do it. It's like, just trust me with everything. It's like, wouldn't we have talked about this beforehand?
Yeah.
And this is not a knock against the movie. It's just
They
one of
haven't
those
let
little
audience
things.
know. It's an exposition dump.
Yep. But an important reason to bring up is that it doesn't matter for this because the movie is so enthralling, you don't spend time obsessing about it.
No.
Part of what people complain about with things of like, people complain about The Last Jedi is like, oh, you're bringing up all these little nitpicks. The reason people do that with those kinds of movies and not this is that the movie is not engaging them to the point where they're paying attention to other things.
Yeah.
And this movie engages you. So you really don't pay attention unless you're really, really paying attention.
You're right. You're right.
I'm just grateful that we're getting a reboot of this movie.
What?
Called Cleaner with Daisy Ridley. Wow.
And it looks so stupid. It
I
looks so
know.
bad. The girl fight, just so ridiculous.
so
Somebody asked me if I'd
retarded.
seen it. I said, I watched all the way up into about a second and a half to 2 seconds of the fight scene. And then I was out. I'm like, I can't fucking watch this.
This is so trying to be Die Hard. It's just so not funny.
To me, I do think that
Did you just call me Timmy? Timmy?
No, I said to me. To me,
Okay,
I
to
think
me.
that you could, because people always rip off Die Hard and they rip off the John McClane thing. To me, why has no one ripped off the Hans Gruber idea? A bunch of thieves go into a place and then suddenly things go south because there's actually like, a third party that's fucking everything up for them. That could be a great movie. I mean, Die Hard arguably is already from Hans Gruber's perspective, but just make Hans Gruber the main character from the beginning. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it would be neat to visit the original idea that this guy is a criminal, but he's doing it for a righteous reason. And you don't find
Rickman
out
said it in an
until the
interview.
third act.
Rickman said in an interview, he's not playing a bad guy. He's just playing a guy who wants certain things and just goes in to do whatever's needed to get them.
Yeah, I actually had a...
Which is exactly what a bad guy is.
I know, but those are the real villains.
The villain doesn't think they're a villain.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong about it, what I'm doing. I just want this, and to get this, I need to do that, and that's all.
This makes me a bad guy to have a dream.
No, he doesn't enjoy killing people or whatever, but if it's needed, come on.
He's not a bad guy. He's just driven.
He's just misunderstood.
Oh my God.
Yeah, before the Bio Fox by Disney, I actually had, of like the things I wish I could pitch for a project. One would be like something related to aliens, but another one would actually have been like a Hans Gruber series, and it would have basically been the entire first season would be going to him, getting his crew together, and the last couple episodes would be Die Hard.
That's a nifty idea.
I just noticed who of you guys gave me my subtitle of Grinchette? Who did that?
He's a man on a mission.
It would be me.
It's always Martin. If anyone does
Oh
anything wrong,
my.
Anima, it's always Martin, just so you know.
Hey, we're being raided by Mephisto. We have a meth ref
Hi,
in our
raiders.
hands.
Rickman is always the coolest, period. Whoever he's playing, he's so good.
Yeah.
I miss the guy.
I
He's
love
so
the
cool.
framing.
God wouldn't leave him on the planet.
I have never seen him as young as in this movie, and holy shit, he's hot. He looks good. And he's exactly the age that I am now, so...
I love when he's walking down that hole and you can see the gunman waiting for him on the other side, but he doesn't see him, so he's just like still
I feel
casual.
you, brother. I feel you.
I'm getting the look. I deserve it. I know. He's very handsome.
She doesn't stop.
Nope, nope, nope.
Oh, and the table he's on was designed solely for that scene where it's getting shot up the hell and he keeps moving back. So it has.
By the way, when he throws that chair against the window behind the scenes, it took him multiple times to break the window because it wouldn't fucking break. In fact, he hit it so hard one
chair
time
broke.
it broke the chair.
Oh God.
One
I
sad
love
part
behind
about
the
the
scenes
scene
stuff, man.
coming up, though, when he's firing the gun through the table, killing the guy at the end, that's when Bruce damaged his ears because he wasn't wearing protection.
Oh, yeah.
So he became partially deaf, and I think it
I
was
think he
left
lost.
ear.
He
Yeah, he had to wear
30%.
a hearing aid for the rest of his life.
Oh, we have a great breach here. That's a good one.
And the
Wayne.
reason why is you guys have heard me use this phrase before. It's called hot loads with weaponry. Yeah, it sounds like it's something else, but it is actually when you put additional powder in the shell or a bigger flame. And here's why they do it in film. There's a specific reason why. It's because a camera shooting at 24 frames per second, it is open as much as it is closed. So for that split second, it is open. It is then equally closed. So you are only getting 50% of the information. And what they discovered in filmmaking is the flash isn't always captured by the camera when a gun fires.
Oh, really?
So in Hollywood, they began doing what's called hot loads or heavy loads. And that's where they would put additional gunpowder in. And they would also exercise with different kinds of gunpowder. And what they found is one with more nitrates in it had a bigger flash. And so when you see movies shot on film cameras,
Right.
They will have really big flames coming out of the end compared to what a real one looks like. It's just a little bit of flame for a split second. And that's because the camera had trouble picking up the flash. And that's the only reason why they started doing it.
Huh.
So this film, they had extra heavy load ammo. And when he's firing under that table, he has the weapon really close to him. He has a barrier right above him, bouncing that sound back at him.
Yeah.
Also in that scene, you will notice he gets hit in the eye by one of the shells. And he had to be medically treated later for that injury too. But he didn't know how bad it was because he had no hearing protection in that scene. And he was firing against an object inside of a plexiglass protection. There was plexiglass there too to protect him from chipping wood. So he's got all that sound coming right back at him from that handgun. And it all went to his left ear. And it caused him to have permanent damage. By the way, the joke on that would have been better, Wade, if you had just said bag door. Because I would have got the reference. Just telling you as a comedian that that's how I would have done that. You know, in his bag door. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, know what I mean, say no more. But you get your video.
That was quite funny.
You do it. I do it. Who does it?
Oh, I was expecting you to do it.
Okay, here we go.
Cowboy, check around and see if there's a back door.
Anyway.
I love that too. He's going back and forth of like, are they coming in the elevator? Are they coming down the stairs? And he picks right. As soon as he sees that, he's just happy because he knows they're coming in the elevator.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I like that line. I wish that had been in a film, only if you include New Jersey.
Yes, and on Twitter, Willis was holding that cover with and he was wearing an ugly sweater, and he was giving in and admitting, yes, this is a Christmas movie.
Merry Christmas to you, Dead Man. Good to see you.
Hey, that's
Dead
walking.
man.
Yep. Oh yeah, they do sell that sweater. The ho, and now I have a machine gun one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No, I wouldn't be using that these days, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear that in public. Not in this day and age. Just asking to have somebody go, you know how many people, it's like, shut the fuck up. Die every year. Like, about 1/10 that die from obesity, and that's not the thing you're attacking.
Yep, Amazon $29.50.
Really, lesser friend? I wouldn't say one of the best.
Well, that's what the joke. This was the joke back in the 90s that they were making so many die-hard ripoff films that at some point somebody goes in for a pitch meeting. He says, it's like Die Hard, but in a building.
Like,
wait a minute.
Kind of like
was
saying
in a
it's,
building.
yeah,
Oh. Oh.
kind of like saying it's like Star Wars but in space.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
new
good
film,
going
The
back.
Cleaner, is it's basically Die Hard, but with a woman.
Oh, brilliant!
It's like Die Hard, but in the bagel shop.
that would be Jew hard.
Yeah.
That would be good. I would like that one. A little poke out spot too for little Willie.
Starring Woody Allen.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I think it'd be great if he had like some underwear that says Rudolph and the dick-nosed reindeer, and of course your penis goes through.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Rudolph the dick-nosed reindeer.
I told you about that, Mike, haven't I? Jim Woodward, Mike Beatty, and I, when we worked at McDonald's, came up. We would pervert every single song on the Muzak system, singing our own words because there were no words. It was Muzak, and so we would start making up our own words, and we
You working in a
rewrote.
fast food place, that's the only way to be able to tolerate that music. That is.
Oh
just-
my God, it's fucking awful. This is the 80s. This is back in the early 80s, and we were working at McDonald's, all three of us in the grill, almost always working together. And all of a sudden we started doing this song, and we wrote this whole song. And what sucks though is we forced ourselves to unlearn the original words of Rudolph, where I don't remember the words to Rudolph. And what is embarrassing is Steve and Virginia Johnson, Jim Woodward, and I went caroling one night. And Jim and I are in the back, and we got to Rudolph, and we started singing the wrong fucking words. And Virginia turned and looked back at us. And we covered our mouths like, I'm sorry. And the song goes like this. Rudolph the well-hung reindeer had a 17-inch dick. And if you ever saw it, it would truly make you sick. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph get any reindeer dames. Then one smoggy Christmas Eve, Mrs. Claus came and said, Rudolph, with that dick so long, you should be in a Christmas song. Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the well-hung reindeer, you can do us all anally. Anally! And I can't hear the other words. I don't even remember them.
I really hope Penny's using her headphones.
Oh, she knows that. Can you show me that version? And how old was she when you did?
No, that is actually a true. They saved it for the last minute, and they said they were going to drop him on 3. And they went 1, 2, and then let go. And that look of shock on his face is not acting.
Nope.
Alan Rickman, his own words on it was he doesn't remember the 1, 2, 3 thing and then letting him go early, but he does remember they made sure it was his last shot.
It was his last shot, just in case.
In case things got fucked up, they have to do it that way.
Lady V, it would be hard to believe, but I actually make really good music. I just can't sing on it. I write good music and I write good lyrics.
See, this moment here is one of my favorite bits of characterization. He's guarding the door. He sees candy. He just steals one.
Yeah, he did that. That's Al. I love this guy. You know you are watching an 80s action movie when he is in the movie.
Yep, 100%.
Al,
It's the
his
Al
name is Al
cinematic
Leon.
universe.
Al Leon is his name. Now, I did
And
want to
I
mention that Tagagi, the boss, James Shigita, plays the part. Takagi is one of the names of the ships that fought in the Battle of Midway. And interestingly, when they made the movie, the actor is in the movie. Shigita is in the movie Midway. It's not that, it's a reach, but fuck it. Let's reach around. Let's all reach around.
That's right.
You know what, Che? That's a great fucking idea. Tactical shorts with a flap on the back for fast backdoor action.
Works for men and women.
Time to drop the bomb.
In real life, lady, Anima's heard me sing while playing piano, and I can actually sing in key when I'm playing a piano because I have the notes in my ear.
Yeah.
You've heard me. Fuck you.
Now, I want to bring up real
Did
quick
you
something
release
that.
your album, Gary? Is it
Merry
out?
Christmas, Dadman.
Merry Christmas, my friend. Thanks for stopping
Merry
by.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, that was
We're
sexy.
a little past the
I know.
middle part, and I figure I could go ahead. Hold on, let me see what's in here. Yeah, here it is. Everybody, if you want to hear a sample of one of the new songs, the final song for the album that Mike just wrote a review for, by the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You going to have me on the show to talk about it? You going to have me on? Huh?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
There's no way of stopping you entering through the back door, Gary.
So here is
Oh my.
here's one of the songs from the album I Am Mr. Right. Or I Am Your Mr. Right, sorry.
I didn't see how or even understand why, as everything was changing and I bought into the lie. My heart is like a cannon that fires into the night. I am not a perfect man, but I am your Mr. Right. I am calling all stations. Does your heart receive? I am not a perfect man, but I am your Mr. Right. Can we ever stop?
And there you go. That's a sample of the song. Mike, what did you think of the album?
Loved it, dude.
Aw. You're so cute, Mike.
I know.
You got to hear
No.
the whole album.
I did. It's really, really good. Like, I mean, it's really good. It's none of this stupid foppish kind of crap that you hear nowadays. It's I don't know what more I can say. It's like a really, really well put together album. Like all
And-
the songs there, you just want to listen one after the other. You just don't think about it. You just want to.
Well, they're also in a very specific kind of order. I
Yes.
used the what do they call that? Back in the 80s, we used to make cassettes for albums. What is that called?
Yeah. Like a mixtape.
Mixtape.
Kinda.
Mixtape. You would make mixtapes, and if you were good at it, you would put the songs in just the right order. That
Exactly.
really worked. The next song worked off the last song, or took you
Yeah.
in a new direction if it was needed. And
Yep.
so when I started putting the album together, after recording like most of the songs, I realized I needed to really kind of use that process with this album. So it takes you through a journey. And so there's 27 songs on this album. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck when this is made available. Mike Barron asked me if I'm putting a CD out. And I said, I don't think I'm going to, but I'm not going to say no. But I'm not going to do it early on because my music tends to sell better online in MP3 format, buying either the individual songs or the whole album as what do they call that? The e-copy of a CD.
Right.
That we have printed one. Even though I did sell quite a few CDs on my first 2 albums, it took a long time for it to take place. Most of it was online. And so I'm going to test it to see how it does before I go printing any, because there was nothing worse. It took almost 4 years to sell out of CDs. And I just decided I'm not going to print anymore because the majority of the sales are online.
Yeah.
And, but this time I'll see how it goes. This is a better album than my first 2 albums. I put those out when I was still new. That's 20 years ago. The first 2 albums were 20 years ago. And I wrote most of this stuff between 2007 and 2010, half of the album. And then the other half of the album is it's almost all new, half of it. But the other half is either rehashes or fixes of songs I wrote like over 10 years ago. Nice. Because I'm better at production now than I was back then. And I have an engineer's ear, but I don't have the skills to be an engineer, which is why I still have to hire an engineer to master the songs. Because I'll send it out thinking, man, that sounds good. And then I'll get it back from the mastering and I'll go, wow, that sounds like almost like a different song. And I didn't do that on the first 2 albums. I mastered all of it on my own. And I catch it now and I'm like, oh, the piano sounds awful there. It's so muffled. And so I don't push my first 2 albums anymore. But the next 2 albums, this one that's going to be out here soon, within the next few days. And then the next one will be out before summer of next year because I got to engineer all those songs, which is fun.
Deal.
So that's it. I'm done talking about
on iTunes.
No, my stuff's available on Amazon. You can get my music on Amazon. You can get it on iTunes and a lot of other streaming services for music. Since 2025 next year, since it will be 25 underrated movies you should discuss on your show is Crush Groove. I don't think I know this movie.
1985. Yeah, it had a lot of rappers in it. Sheila E's in it. I think the Fat Boys are in it. Something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, well, that's why, because I'm racist.
Well, yeah. But
that's it.
Oh, I remember this movie. Now I look at the poster. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I remember this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got Apollonia's in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila E. Salute from Curtis Selby. Salute to you, my friend. Would you class Skyscraper as Die Hard ripoff? Oh, fuck yeah. In fact, I considered it pretty much like a readaptation of it. And I hated that movie. I paid to see that fucking movie with my buddy Travis. And I told him after that movie, I said, thank God we had a meal while watching it, so I have something good to remember.
Oh, wait. Skyscraper with The Rock or Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith?
Skyscraper with The Rock.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Total ripoff.
Hey,
Well,
Merry Christmas to you.
That's the weird thing about this movie is it kind of like redefined action movies, because before that, it'd always be like, big muscular guys and stuff like that, right? Like your Schwarzenegger and Stallone and all that kind of stuff, and this is just different because it just brings an ordinary guy like with a quote unquote ordinary build.
Okay, I'm getting ready to shit all over you because that's not totally true. Indiana Jones was one of the biggest selling action.
Okay,
characters,
well,
and
yeah,
he was an every guy. So that's I know what you're trying to say.
yeah.
But
You know
what
what
it
I'm
is-
trying to say.
the two films that gave us everyday characters that became heroes were Indiana Jones and Die Hard. The rest of the time, they were over the top Stallone or Schwarzenegger, and then eventually, like even fucking Dolph Lundgren, like says, "I want to be more than just a bad guy."
Yeah.
And he
because I
started
see
making
India as
some-
more adventure than action, right? Maybe that's the way
Indiana
I
Jones is also a guy that is just a fucking nerd.
true.
But the minute he puts that hat and whip on his hip, he
Yeah.
puts that hat on his
Prepare for
head,
action.
whip on his hip, just in case if you guys were confused. I wasn't saying put in the hat and whip on your hip. I was saying hat on the head and whip on the hip.
Good.
He became somebody completely different. Badass.
Yeah. I will concede.
And by the way, you know, I like the thing that with his character in this, that Sergeant Al Powell, played by Reginald Vel Johnson, who I think was completely destroyed by that TV series that he was in, that he has a great character arc in this story as a cop who's been relegated to patrol because, you know, he had that shooting and he's kind of broken. He's trying to bring his way back. And at the end of the film, he's the one who takes the final shot that saves the day.
Mm.
Oh, and there's a tie to Aliens with that as well. That music they're playing was originally for Aliens.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the composer for this film didn't like Ode to Joy being used in the film with strings. He felt it was sacrilegious. And I'm trying to remember who did the soundtrack for this. I forget. Hold on, let me go look.
Michael Kamen.
Michael Kamen.
Yeah, Michael Kamen considered it sacrilegious to do Ode to Joy with strings. But then someone reminded him about another little film that came out in the 60s.
Well, he didn't
Um,
want that symphony to be tied with that much violence, but it works
Yeah.
in the end.
Well, what they did is they showed him Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange. And they said,
Oh.
huh? And he went, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, Ode to Joy is kind of the entire point of the movie. It's one of the things the filmmakers understood. It's one of the reasons they used German terrorists instead of Middle Eastern ones. They want this to be an entertaining experience first.
Yeah.
So Germans are funny or what?
Always.
They're still not funny.
Yep.
You know,
Germans are only funny ironically.
yeah. We Austrians always shit on Germans for not having a sense of humor.
Exactly.
It's like
Because they
that
have
German
German-
talk show that had Robin Williams on.
God, German
And-
comedy is bad. It's not funny.
And they asked him, why do you think
Idiot
there's so few German comedians? And he says, well, you guys killed all the good comedians.
You guys did a lot of funny ones, yeah. Well,
And they kicked him off the show. And
God.
they went to commercial break. When he came back, he was gone.
Austria is
Oh,
very proud
God.
of Christoph Waltz. He's great.
Well, Christoph's is Austrian.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I just said Austria is very proud of.
Oh,
Christoph
Austria. I thought you said Germany. I'm sorry.
Waltz. That's why he's shitting on Germans, because he's Austrian. And when it comes to humor,
Oh, yeah. I sent you that video of him
always shit
shitting
on
on
that.
Germans.
oh
He
yeah.
really did. He shit all over Germany. It was so fucking funny.
It's what we do. Our sense of
Yeah.
humor is just so much more fun than the
I can
German one.
attest to that because I've lived it. I've seen it.
See?
Yeah. My dad's Austrian, my mom's German, right? Oh boy. The conversations
Ah.
that took place. So
Yep.
good.
I can imagine.
Especially going back to Indiana Jones, like in The Last Crusade, you know, when Elsa and the German officer, you know, when Indy and his dad are tied to the chair, right? And Elsa's like, this is how we say goodbye to Austria, right? And you know, just kisses Harrison Ford, right? And then of course the German officer comes around, and this is how we say goodbye
Say
in
goodbye in
Germany.
Germany.
Fuck, right? And my dad's like, see, what did I tell you? This is your mom right here, right now. We're the ones that have to teach him culture. And of course, she hit him. So, you know.
Just to
Why
make
not like that? Fuck.
The funny part is if they adapted the book, and this is if Bruce didn't have his current condition, he could have played the lead.
Mm.
Hmm.
Another really interesting thing from the book versus this, there's no cutting to Hans Gruber. It's entirely like POV, the lead character. It never goes away. I mean, he just sees him occasionally and talks to him on the CV.
Who Acres of Movies, welcome to the channel. Like you said, if Bruce didn't have the problem with his brain degenerating the way it is, he would be just the right age for the character in the book, the original book. So he could actually be in the reboot and remake the film. But today's actors, God, there's just, I'm trying to think of anybody.
No.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think there's
difficult. I
anyone.
mean, the only one my mind even remotely goes to is Nicholas Hoult, and that's only partially.
Well, Nicholas
I mean,
is really impressing me this year. The last 2 years, he has really impressed me. Juror number 2, he was so fucking good in that movie.
I mean, I'm thinking 80s, but I'm thinking like, you know, Mel Gibson. But then again, today.
Well, they offered it to Gibson, didn't they? At one point, weren't they considering him? And then because they originally went to Bruce for Lethal Weapon first, and then Mel did with Die Hard first. Isn't that? And then they switched off. Is that what happened?
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe Tom Hardy today.
Well, that's
Maybe.
about the only thing I can think of is Tom Hardy. It's like,
Yeah.
he's the first thing that pops on my mind as an actor who's very versatile. He's good with action. He's good with acting.
Who's a good everyday man, and we don't really have them.
He's getting too old, but maybe that would be a good thing. Is Gerard Butler? It's just, I mean, he does okay with his American accent, but I would actually, if he did that movie, I'd want him to just suddenly be a Scottish cop coming to the U.S.
What wasn't one of
That'd
the
be
Fallen movies originally a Die Hard script, and
It was a Die Hard sequel. Is the first one White House Has Fallen, whatever it's called.
Olympus
The
Has
first
Fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen was originally a Die Hard. That's why he has a tank top on.
Right.
The main character in that.
Man, I sent you a link. It could be.
Oh God, please no! I love his bad American accent.
And that was an improv that happened. They came up with it at the moment and shot it. So what you see is them working it out. And he got injured when he jumped down. He fucked his knee. And so when you see him limping in a moment, trying to get up, he's favoring one leg and he's leaning to one side. It's because he ended up on crutches. He blew out his knee.
It's crazy.
How about Alan Ritson?
Who?
Too big.
Too big?
I don't know
I
who it is.
suppose.
Reacher.
Yeah, that Breacher.
Oh, fuck that guy. No, fuck him.
Yeah, okay.
Now, that guy attacked people who vote for Trump. And right then and there, I'm like, I'm done with you.
Yeah, that's why I
you
quit
can
watching
attack-
after episode
You can
5.
dislike, same. It's like you can attack any political figure. I'm not going to be offended by it. But you start attacking the people that vote for him. Yeah, I've got a problem with you when you do that. Tom Cruise is too well known. You want somebody who's not famous.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anybody right now.
Cast search, basically.
What did you say?
I don't know.
Past searches? What?
I said you'd have to do a cast search.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a casting call or whatever you want to call it.
Nicholas
Hey,
Cage.
Timothy
Nope.
Chalamet would be perfect.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, I do think maybe Adam Driver could do Hans Gruber in the modern age.
I was thinking about that today.
Cage.
Nicholas
He has the
Cage.
same kind of nose
Hans
too.
Gruber.
No, Hans Gruber is not unhinged.
No, I know. Oh, I just thought that'd be hilarious, though. Oh my god.
I'm going through a list
Oh,
of them right now, and
You
I'm
could
just.
do him make car.
Here's the interesting one. Tom Brittany. He's British though, so I want to get away from British actors playing Americans.
Please.
Austin
There's
Butler.
plenty of them.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Austin
yeah.
Butler.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see
Yeah,
that.
Austin Butler. Yeah.
I fucking dig that kid. What a good actor.
Yeah. Wasn't the best movie, but I did like him in Ender's Game.
I saw that movie and I don't remember anybody but Harrison Ford in that.
Oh,
Yeah,
when
Harrison
they were,
Ford in a fat suit, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
that's when they were trying to make Asa Butterfield happen.
Mm.
Was that who? Oh, God. Okay, I was thinking completely wrong. No, it's the sad state of affairs is that because they cast for international markets, they just cast people super generically now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he weren't as big as he is, Taron Egerton would be another one because his American is pretty good too.
Yeah.
My problem with so many Brits is when they try to do American to get nasally, and it just sounds fucked up.
The DV, eventually, they already did. With
Oh, they already did. Yeah, The Cleaner
Yeah.
is clearly a diehard knockoff with Daisy Ridley.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's almost as bad as my Timothy Chalamet.
I know. Oh man.
I still find it hilarious that the Star Wars cast originally was pretty much all Americans, the main cast. Then the sequels happen, and it's like outside of Adam Driver, everyone isn't American.
Right. How old is he supposed to be in the
We're the
book?
bad guys.
He
Out
was
of
in his
curiosity.
50s.
Oh, okay.
In the book.
Yeah, because it would have said, something like maybe if he was like older, like Sam Elliott, but then again,
Because his daughter was old enough to be the one that works for the company that's sold out, bought in, however you want to put it. She's kind of a bad guy, his daughter.
Yeah. In the book, he was a World War II vet. If I remember right, he was a pilot? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, a World War II vet, and it's in the 70s, so you
Right.
figure out his age.
Oh, God damn it, Jesus. He just published a picture of Terry Crews as Snape.
Hey, why not just get Samuel Jackson for Snape?
Oh yeah, sure, perfect casting
I'm
right there.
tired of these motherfucking wizards.
Shit.
This motherfucking castle.
And I will strike down on you with great vengeance with my magic wand. And you will know.
Yeah.
My name is Lord Voldemort.
And why is there no black guy in this? What the fuck?
And you know how he menaces everybody? By bouncing his man boobs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
That's his magic wand. He doesn't have a wand, it's his boobs. His boobs are magical.
Thank you for the images that nobody needed in front of their eye.
So,
I
this scene
need
here
brain bleach.
Right.
with Bruce in the bathroom. That's the reason why Bruce got cast in 12 Monkeys. because that was the thing that convinced Terry Gilliam that there was some emotional range for him, and was like, okay, yeah, he can be in my movie.
Well, hello, I'm
'Cause he didn't want to have
What-
Weirdo.
and I'm coming to narrate and stop these bad guys with my sultry voice.
And just as he expected, here come the FBI. Everything was, he knew what was going to happen. The problem was how quickly it ended up happening because of McClane.
Yep.
10 blocks, Johnson. Hey, I liked that movie where he wears a kilt.
Formula
51.
55. 57?
What is it?
Hold on.
51.
Hold on. Samuel
51.
Yeah, I
L.
said
Jackson in a kilt?
51.
Samuel L.
What?
Jackson in a kilt?
Yeah.
I have yet to see this one.
Well, that's disturbing.
And he plays golf too in the movie.
That's even
Okay.
more disturbing.
Let me see if I can find a
That's
picture of it. Here it is. Yeah, here he is wearing a kilt.
It was in
wants
the
to do it.
poster, if
Yeah.
I recall correctly.
This is from the movie right here. This is my favorite. Him standing next to Robert Carlyle, who's one of my favorite Scottish actors.
Oh, it's
We're gonna
that
love
movie's
that
known
guy.
as the 51st state in their territories.
In their great one north.
I love that line. Maybe I should call the mayor. Like he's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
All right, honey, here you go. I'm uploading it now. Are you ready for Sam Jackson in a kilt?
Let's do it.
I
don't
was
know.
born ready.
There he is.
Okay.
Wow.
That's from the movie Formula 51. I enjoyed that fucking movie.
For a
I
second, I
did.
thought that was Will Smith, but I'm wrong.
How do those Will Smith motherfuckers? Anyway,
Oh,
Get
man.
Voldemort's name out of your goddamn mouth.
there you go. And of course, this is the principal from Breakfast Club.
Yep.
That's another one.
So
I
he either
still have to
is
see.
really good at playing assholes or bad guys.
Like Richard Attenborough.
The way you said that, it took me a second to realize what you just fucking said.
Well,
I just realized
translate for the rest of the world, please.
I just realized our background looks like he's about to set fire to our slideshow with the Zippo.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part of the entire movie. The music, everything else, and the lighting on them. Because they're glowing in halos of light. It's
Yep.
awesome. This
Yeah.
this is how you do lens flares.
Lens flares,
JJ.
well done.
Oh my
Yes.
God, I got to tell you, my friend Commander Cobra that's on KGRA, right? The chopper pilot, working
Yep.
in film, doing stunts on Miami Vice and what was that other movie? Bad Boys. And so he's telling a story last Thursday and it fucking slayed me. He says, one night we had to go to a refueling station and they were giving us a bunch of grief at this fueling station. And so he decided to fuck with them. And it was nighttime. And he went and broke one of those glow sticks and got all of it on his hands and then rubbed it on his face.
Isn't that dangerous?
And he went walking through the dark towards them. And when they finally saw him at the gas, they weren't letting him fuel up. They weren't letting him refuel. He walked up to the window and put his hands on the glass and leaned his helmeted face into the fucking window. And they're all watching with also night vision equipment. And they see that and it scares the shit out of them. They're like, they jump back. They said, yeah, you can go ahead. You go ahead and refuel. You can go ahead and refuel. And they went, thanks. And he walked away with the glowing hands and face.
Is it safe to get that stuff on your skin, though?
I don't know. I told him later, I said,
Probably not.
I hope you keep getting checked for cancer, man.
Yeah.
I would fuck if I put that on my face. He's crazy. I fucking love Commander Cobra.
He's a
As a film icon, I think he's really one of the best action heroes in cinema. I love McClane because just like with Indiana Jones, he's an every guy, an everyman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
they forgot that around the time of the fourth movie.
I'm trying to remember what was the plot of the fourth film.
A
False
guy.
flag attack.
Crystal Skull.
The what?
Shut up.
The
A
fourth
guy
one's
made
like a
a
false
cyber
flag
attack.
We're talking about Die Hard, not Indiana
okay.
Jones.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and what was it? It was
Like Steven's
guy
like,
got
why do you
fired.
say fuck off? I don't get. Oh, I was wrong franchise. Okay.
Guy from Justified had gotten fired because for talking about like weaknesses within the grid, so he just decided to do terrorism to basically exploit the weaknesses in the grid for his own money gaining. And then Bruce Willis shoots himself to shoot him. The end.
Huh.
So just to point out, the guy that's on camera right now is one of the federal guys, and Agent Johnson. He's Big Johnson, and or I can't remember. Were they being ironic and named him Little Johnson? And
No, I think
the
he's
shorter
Big
black
Johnson.
guy was Big Johnson. Okay. Well, anyway, that is an actor that Anima hates, even though she never met him. She hates him
Fucking
because
Robert
of things she was
Downey.
told.
No, whenever he is on scene, all the girls dress up in layers because he would grab them.
He's a gropey guy. Okay.
Wow.
He's
He-
FBI.
on,
He's
on top of that,
Federal
he's
boob
arrested.
inspector.
yeah, female
He
body
is-
inspector.
He is into method acting, and I'm kind of a resident troll on David Hewlett's streams. And he played McKay in Stargate Atlantis, and Davi was one of the main villains on that. And they had a scene where he had to push McKay down and against the fence. And Hewlett kept telling him, "You're hurting me. You don't need that. I can play like you're hurting me." And Davi would go full.
Hello?
Full method. We lost you. Full method. I got you. So she does not like
Okay.
Robert Davi.
Not cool. Sorry, not cool.
Yep.
And I don't like his acting. On top of that,
Well, just
So,
to,
yeah.
to point out,
Not a fan.
Nicholson was the same way, and he was in a movie
And
with
especially
Bo-
the thing
Boris
that all the girls in
Karloff and
costume with
Vincent
makeup
Price
dress in
back in the
layers
60s.
whenever he's on the scene. Nah, not cool.
I think you're having
Sorry.
a delay problem because. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, Nicholson is another actor who had that problem because he was a method actor and he was using method while working with either Vincent Price or Boris Karloff. I can't remember which one. And because he worked with both. And he had to shove him into a chair. And the actor stood up and says, "Just act. I can do the falling on my own. I don't need you knocking me down for real."
It sucks when they don't listen to it because people get hurt. And it's not necessary.
You know, I realized another thing that they dropped, and they completely dropped it after the third movie, was Holly. Because the entire crux of this movie is his relationship with his wife, and that he doesn't get to finish that conversation.
I'm going to counter that argument, Jeebus, and say that it's exactly the same number. It's the exact
Yeah,
same
because
number.
I haven't even seen the third or fourth Die Hard movie.
They're not good.
Truth.
The
No.
first three are the only good ones, and really the first and third are the better. Die Hard 2 is good. It's not great, but the first one and third ones are great. And it's the same thing with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, is good with Raiders of the Lost Ark. Great fucking movie. Temple of Doom, good. And then what is it?
Kingdom.
Last Crusade.
Yeah, the Last Crusade is the better of the three. I think it's actually better than the first movie.
We are
But-
actually going to cover the Indiana Jones trilogy because
Yeah,
that's
the
the
first
trilogy. I'll
trilogy.
die on that hill.
So I will just say that I like what you said, but they're tied. Three films for three films.
They're not good. The fourth and fifth Die Hard aren't that good, but they're not abysmal like the fourth and fifth
Dude.
indie is.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
the
Now,
fifth.
Star Wars, I would agree with you because there's only really 2 good Star Wars films. That's Star Wars, the original in 77. People go, well, New Hope. No, it wasn't. I saw it in 77. It's just called Star Wars, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes,
and then
sometimes
Empire
a
Strikes
trilogy is
Back.
all you need. Just
Yeah.
stop after 3
Yeah, but
movies.
Return
you
of the Jedi
stop.
has so many problems.
Fucking
George-
Ewoks.
George didn't have as many people around him saying no. And so Return of the Jedi had some fucked up shit. Like instead of Wookiees, we have Ewoks. Han Solo is turned into a cuck. Just fucking weird shit.
Yep. I will say also, John McClane has a much better ending for him than Indy did.
Well, I don't even know if I saw that final, because that was in Russia, right? The last one?
Well, here's how the fifth one ends, so you don't have to fucking watch it. He goes and meets up with his kids, and it's the sunset, and they're happy to see him. His family's actually happy to see him at the end. Indy 5. Oh, my wife came back. My son's still fucking dead. My line.
What are you talking about? The Indy 5.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
comparing Die Hard 5, the way Die Hard 5 ends to the way Indy 5 ends.
What the fuck are you talking about? Indy 5? What is Indy 5?
There is
Indiana
no
Jones
Indy
5.
There is no Indy 5, is my
We
point.
just stated it's a
Oh.
trilogy, you idiot.
I hate you.
Are you going to take
Wow.
the Shinatsky from her?
Hold on. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where is it?
You're,
I don't find it.
she wants the
Oh.
banner, Martin.
Yeah.
They
Anima's
changed
getting
things.
as bad as
I don't
No,
know.
it should be there.
No,
It is there. It is here. Look.
Yeah, but what the fuck is media assets? That's new. I'm confused.
No, that's a StreamYard. That's the most recent change of StreamYard. They rolled out
All right.
that last night.
Fuck you, stream.
Now, here's a great payoff in the film, too. Because in Holly's office, he had gotten mad at John earlier and slammed the photo of him down.
Yeah.
The only
So,
photo that he's in. She slaps
Hans
it down in
Gruber
frustration.
finally comes in there and lifts the photo after something being said about her, lifts the photo, and then he knows because he's met him.
Uh-huh.
He
Yep.
knows what he looks like.
Yep.
Great. All this stuff was done on the fly. And that's why, making this film was a shit show, but look what they made.
Yep.
I like how they leave it open. Like, it seems like their marriage is doomed. Like, her slapping the photo down and having the maid get the guest room ready, and the maid tells her, yeah, I already did that. But there's
Well-
still hope that they get it together, especially in the very end of the movie. You're like, maybe they turn it around. Maybe.
Well, newsflash: their marriage is doomed.
Yeah.
She still has a photo that has him.
Yeah, because we
you
saw
know.
the other films and their marriage was doomed.
I didn't. Hello.
Oh, great. Spoil it.
They at
So-
least kept it for the
No, I'm
second
just
one.
saying, being in this movie, not knowing what's to come, you get the feeling
Right.
like, yeah, they're in a bad spot, but there's hope because she still has this photo. She slams it down in frustration, but it's there. And then, I mean, they do get their scene in the bathroom. So, I don't know.
Oh.
You want to have hope that they maybe still turn it around. Also,
Wait,
the kids,
Gary, before
Shut
you
up,
go
Marty.
into
the
Oh.
kids still use his name. The mom went back to her maiden
Married
name.
name. Yeah, maiden name.
Maiden name. But then she doesn't bother to correct the typo on her door. That just tells you she's not sure. Do I really want to go back to that? And the kids still use that. They still call it the McLean residence. So you at the end of this movie, you still have a little tiny speck of hope that maybe they get their shit together. Couple counseling or whatever.
I'll say something else. Holly's a stronger character than Ray.
She is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
By the way,
she walks,
oh,
hold on, when
Yeah.
she walks up to him and he just
I've been trying to get at this for 5 minutes.
He just killed the head of the company, and he's like, okay, what the fuck do you want, lady? And she's like, yeah, you just put me in charge by killing him, so fuck you. That's great.
Gary,
Yeah, that is a
is
good
there
comment.
something you want to say? Gary?
Yes, I want to address this goddamn fucking comment for just 1 second, please. Heard that The Great Circle is not bad, but the story is not that long. The trailer looks good for the game. I just it was made by woke people, and I just have zero interest in anything made, even if it's good anymore. I'm tired of woke people.
John is
So,
playing that game.
That's all I wanted to say.
And he says he finds it good.
I'll spoil it for you because it's kind of
Kid.
silly what it is.
You're killing me, Krampus. You're killing me. They should clone Mike Tyson and form the band Kiss cover band and call it Kith.
Kid.
Jeebus, I say this
Yes.
from the bottom of my heart. I hate you.
I hate you.
What? I'm Chenotsky.
I swear.
I love the way he
loving
snaps at
you,
her.
baby. You worth made for loving me.
Oh, I love that line. Since I've upgraded to kidnapping, you should be a little nicer to me. That's a great line.
I'm an exceptional thief, Mrs. McLean. I love that he was always Mr. and Mrs. even when he hates them.
Oh, and this is where he hangs him with a chain. And I have tried to figure out how the fuck did he survive being hanged by the neck with a chain?
It probably was a case where it wasn't like tied around, so it was just hanging there, literally. And then he gets knocked out from the impact instead of choking to death.
No. What happens, and I didn't catch this the first time I saw the movie either, is that when McLean is wrapping the chain around his neck, he gets his hand up like that.
Oh, his hand is in there. Yeah.
His hand is in there.
Ah.
And that's how he survives.
Right.
How the fuck he
Oh.
got down, I don't know. I guess the explosion.
Well, they would have
impact,
got him
but-
down. They would have gotten him down.
Yeah, and that's why he comes out with the stare in his hand.
Yeah, no, Carl would get himself down because he's fucking Carl.
He chewed on the chain.
Yeah, he had a second chainsaw on him.
The other film, there's because he's in Harrison Ford's film Witness. He's one of the Amish. But really, my favorite other film with him is Waxwork.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
It's a horror film from, I think it was either the late 80s or very early 90s. It might have been 1991 when that came out. Really good movie because it involves Dracula and a lot of those classic kind of characters because it's a wax museum.
Right.
But what the people that get trapped there don't understand is those are frozen moments in time. They're not actually wax. And if you go beyond the rope, you're trapped in there with them.
Oh, I think I remember that movie.
It was good, man. Has
Yeah.
the kid Galligan from Gremlins.
Right.
The only other big film he did. That guy was like, his career went nowhere. This is a great one. And this is one of the times where he says he did a lot of the stunts, but I can see his stunt double in a lot of stuff. But he did the jump off that fake roof himself. And he did this hanging and going through the window thing. It was really cool. And I love the triple jeopardy, the falling, or as a Jewish, all the falling, the falling, having to get in the window. And then the third jeopardy is the thing that he swung down on breaks loose and now is heavy enough to drag him back out that fucking window.
And then the
That's
elevator
really
explodes
good
for no reason after. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Waxworks, Jeebus.
1988.
Is it the 80s? Okay.
Hey, is Hervé Villachet here?
What?
Share.
Hervé Villachet. Tattoo.
Oh, Harvey. Yeah.
Bobby Boucher.
Oh. And
It's French. His name is French. Don't gringonize it.
this climax with the tape is the exact same thing he does in the book.
I'm totally stealing the word gringo nice, Martin. That's great.
And
We
there's
will
a
gringonize healthcare in this country.
And that is not Harvey, by the way.
no, it is not okay. There is
No,
a
it is.
second part. What Waxworth 2, Lost in Time, and
That's
Bruce
the one with
Campbell is on it?
Goodenough. Yeah, Goodenough is in that one too. That's the one Goodenough was in, not the first one.
and as I said, Bruce Campbell is in it. I
David
didn't
Warner
know
is
that.
in the first one. Deborah Foreman was in it. But
Oh yeah.
there it is. And he looks like he's Hispanic, by the way. The actor that was the midget dwarf in that, and I'll put it in the private chat for you.
Midget dwarf.
Well, I don't know if he's a dwarf or a midget. I think he's a midget.
Is there
Midget's
a
considered
difference?
derogatory.
Don't give
so
a
he's
shit.
definitely a midget.
There's a
Potato,
difference
potato.
between being a dwarf and a
Oh
midget.
yeah, this guy. Yeah.
A dwarf is somebody who has the large head, but midgets are people with small bodies that also proportion their heads and
Mm.
arms are normal length, and that's what they're called, midgets. Hey, there's Huey Lewis.
hip
He
to
was
be
a
shot in the
ballet
head.
dancer for Russia, the Russian ballet, and he what's that called when you leave Russia? Defected to the United States. He and what is the other guy's name? Oh, hold on, give me a second. He's in White Knights.
Baryshnikov.
Thank you. Both of them were Russian ballet dancers that defected to the United States.
Yeah.
And oddly, Baryshnikov is still alive, but he's not doing anything.
Is
I just
he?
don't see him anymore. Yeah.
How
Mikhail
old is he?
Baryshnikov.
Mikhail Baryshnikov.
I'll look him up real quick. Hold on.
He must be.
He was like in his
old.
70s or
Super
something
old.
like that.
Yeah.
He'd have
Yeah,
to
he's
be.
born in 48. He's 76 years old.
Yeah.
He's from Latvia.
Oh, so he's not
Riga,
Russian.
Latvia, under Soviet control. He was not born in a free state.
Oh yeah, another thing with this film overall, the reason there's so much focus on some of the side people, especially the reporter, was because Bruce got hurt during it, so they expanded out the reporter role, for instance.
Which I thought was good because his life is also echoing John's life. He's having trouble with his woman. He loses her by the end. And he still blames Ghostbusters for taking him from being a leading man to relegated to a side villainous character.
He didn't mind the paycheck though for what was it? Not Afterlife, was it Frozen Empire? Coming back for that.
Yeah.
Did he get a good paycheck? Good on him.
He's like the mayor, I think, now. And
William
Chief.
Atherton. Yes, he's the mayor of Chicago or New York.
The chief is living his life. It shows us out on Tuesday.
I mean, he was Jerry and Real Genius. You can't go up from there.
Yeah, Jerry Hathaway. Great fucking character.
Okay.
You're laborers. Labor. That's what you get for not having a college education. The way he delivers that line.
Well,
I love the
how-
scene where Atherton, when he's in the car with the CIA guy, and the other guy's driving, and he makes him get down when the main villain is like there, and he goes, "I'm driving, get down."
And it does end with Frank Sinatra, though.
Yeah. Oh, the
Yeah.
weather outside is
It's
frightful.
frightful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, stop, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I like his singing. He's good.
So
It's just
that's
very
it.
scary.
Die Hard. Die Hard is absolutely a great Christmas film. Oddly, it was distributed in summer, but
Yep.
it is a Christmas film, not because of when it was released, but because Christmas is actually an essential part of the storytelling.
Yep.
This is in my top 5. It is sometimes it's number 1, sometimes it's number 4, but it's always in there. Along with like Army of Darkness and The Thing.
Yeah, it's hard to think about it, but yeah, The Thing is actually takes place. I'm looking to see the last thing that Baryshnikov did. He's in the movie. I didn't know this. He's in the movie Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. He plays Minister Sorkin, and then he plays Mikhail in Doll and M TV series.
I'm not surprised that he made a movie career, because the thing with ballet dancers is they start training from a very young age, like 4 or 5 years old. And by the time they reach their 30s, they are done. So they still need to make a living for like 30, 40, 50 years on.
And one of my
I'm not
favorite
surprised
films
they've
with
done
him
movies, because they're versatile.
is White
They
Knights.
know how to move. They know choreography.
Because he made the film with Gregory Hines, and both of them are dancers. And so you get to see them do dancing together. That was fucking cool.
It's also not just dancing on stage when you're a ballet dancer. There's a lot of acting in there.
That's not what I said. I'm talking about a movie. I'm talking about the movie White Knights, where he made the movie with Gregory Hines, and they got to dance together in the movie. And Gregory Hines' character is trying to help Baryshnikov's character get out of the country. And Phil Collins did a love song for it. I forget what the name of it is. Separate Lives. Was that it? Separate Lives?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Was that the song?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The retrieval system sometimes works. So Die Hard, 1988. You know, always remember, man. You got to always remember this day. Light a candle on outside the building. Go to Fox building, Fox corporate building there in Hollywood. Even though there's nobody in there, doesn't matter. Light a candle at the base for all those that gave their lives for freedom.
Yeah.
Yep. Hans Gruber, he was shot by an off-duty police officer who wasn't even in the right jurisdiction, then thrown out a window. And he got off scot-free.
That's right.
Again, I want to point out how much I love Grok.
Yeah. Grok, you're
I wrote
ignorant.
Bruce
Willis.
Willis from Die Hard inside of an air vent wearing a Santa cap. There you go.
Love it.
Well, wasn't Grok the name of the rock monster in Galaxy Quest? Wasn't that what they were chanting? It gets translated as rock.
Oh, it seems to me like Grok is older than that. It seems like it was a cartoon.
Gorignac.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like there was a word or something Grok in the 60s from one of the action cartoons. So, but anyway, I know everybody's wondering, and the answer is yes. Father Weems approved of this episode.
Really?
Yes.
Father Williams, however, still
He would
doesn't
kill
approve
me.
of you
He would kill
masturbating.
me for doing this all the time, showing his face like that. He knew. If he was watching
He
this show,
would.
he would absolutely write or call me going, "What are you doing?"
No,
That's
What are
not
you
funny.
doing, Gary? Die Hard's
Gary.
a fine movie, but you
no,
gotta stop
Gary, he
masturbating.
would say, I don't think that is funny.
Yeah, it's not funny. You're an idiot. You think
No.
that's funny?
All the killing and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to be watching that there, don't you know?
Wait a minute, Paul
You need to
Gleason.
stop doing that.
That's right. All the
It was,
killing. Jerry.
Mesothelioma.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
Who's Paul Gleason? I'm forgetting who that is.
I have no
Robinson.
Help me,
Robinson? Hello?
Robinson. Robinson?
Breakfast Club.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes,
the captain.
the captain. Wake up.
yeah. You say the name Robinson, I think the Swiss Family Robinson,
jeez.
Space
No.
Family Robinson, Robinson Crusoe. I don't know who you're saying, Robinson. Who the fuck is
Oh,
Robinson? You say Sting. That I know who that is. It's either going to be the wrestler or the singer. You say Robinson. I don't fucking know that from Adam. Like
You don't mess around with the Demolition Man.
Grok means understand deeply.
No, it doesn't. But
I think it refers to what was it? That science fiction novel from the 60s, Strangers in a Strange Land.
Read what's on the screen right now, Mike.
It's from a Robert Heinlein book.
Strange Land is the
Really?
book.
Okay, right.
There you go.
Oh, Stranger in a Strange Land.
Somebody wants to start something.
He does this every time I bring up Die Hard.
Yeah.
Well, the proof's in the pudding. People can say it all they want to. If you take Christmas out of the movie stops working. And that means that it's a Christmas movie.
Like Lethal Weapon.
No. No.
On 14, we have this one.
By what name are you known? There are some who call me Tim.
It's still funny every time I think about it that he couldn't remember the name. So that's why it came to him.
Imperative.
There's no title change for the porno version of this movie.
Fair enough.
I don't know
I
these
wish.
guys. I don't know what I'm doing here. Fuck off.
Oh my God! Behind the green door, Christmas movie.
Aw.
If it was, I got to tell you, there was a lot of holly hanging around because there was a lot of deep throating.
That's right. The movie's called Did Hard.
Ah.
Yeah. How did he go out? He died hard. Anyway,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 has you covered for Christmas and New Year's.
Yep.
And by the way, Ghostbusters 2016 made me like Ghostbusters 2.
Yes.
So it
Wholeheartedly.
did something good
Yeah.
Yes,
by accident.
by accident. So that's it, guys. That was a fun show. That was fun.
I have an interesting little side bit here. Well, interesting to me. I actually met Reginald Vel Johnson.
Really?
The year that Die Hard came out in theaters. I was an extra in a movie that he was in called Quiet Victory: The Charlie Wiedemeyer Story. You can find it on Amazon. And I got to meet him and talk with him about the movie, and it was so that was cool that I had the chance to meet him. Just saying.
Sadly, he got typecast as playing sidekick cops.
Yeah.
I originally thought back when I was growing up that it was actually the same character in Die Hard, Family Matters, and this movie.
Ah.
And by the way, another connection, because we brought up Lethal Weapon earlier and its connection to this film. Another connection is how it ended with the bad guy getting shot that you think is dead.
Yeah.
And the psychiatrist in
the Lethal
an
Weapon
anchor.
film is one of the people
News
in the
anchor.
corporate office. Yeah. Oh, news anchor. That's right.
Oh yeah, the one that's on the news show. Yeah.
Yeah, blonde.
So this
And
one,
And
that,
she's and she's the
Die
same
Hard?
character in Ricochet as well.
Mm. So maybe it's in the same universe.
Yep.
The Reginald Vel Johnson verse.
Yep. All right, so let's get down to this and wrap this shit up. Like a Christmas gift. So, Snortapoopus Cure Brewer is here. Cavatina Calverman Che, Connie Cleary, Darkwood Presents, Slasher Fred, Lady V. Ostains. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Dragon Ruse was here too. Paul Smith, not to be mistaken with Paul Rabon Smith, the actor. Megatron, all hail Megatron. Jacob the Critic, my buddy Jacob. Bankman's Girl, Jason Rowe. Zax, Real Wade Nation Gaming. Dadman Walking 55. Curtis Selby. Gene Roddenberry. Acres of Movies. What's this one? No Minomo?
No Minomo.
No Minomo. All right. That's a cool name. And of course, our buddy Jeebus is here. And Lady Miss was here with long time no see. So good to see everybody. I hope everybody has a safe Christmas. We will be back. Anma will not be joining us because she has to fucking work on Monday, but we will be doing Military Monday. And then we will do a special Christmas show talking about the Christmas Carol 1984 version with George C. Scott and the original Equalizer.
Right on.
Have a great weekend today. Hey, man, have fun. Merry Christmas. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. You guys want to add anything to the end? Shinatsky?
If you haven't, check out the book. It's really interesting to see how this could have gone.
Much darker, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucas, you want to got anything to add, buddy?
No.
Mikey?
Yeah, if you want,
There you go.
check out my channel. It's there, doing the show all the time, trying to. Maybe not this Christmas, but certainly afterwards.
He's funny. Check him out.
He's
I
okay.
suppose. Yeah, I'm all right.
He's all right.
There you go. Link is in the chat.
There you go, man. And of course, our buddy Stephen. You got anything to add, buddy?
Just this is a Christmas movie. I watch it every Christmas. It is not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Tower. It's one of my favorite, not only one of my favorite action movies of all time, one of my favorite movies of all time, period. Check it out. Stay away from Part 5. Part 5 does not exist. So,
Not a
And,
movie.
Only 3 movies.
Merry
And I would
Christmas.
say
to,
another movie that I watch every Christmas that I think is very important to me personally for very significant reasons is Family Man with Nicolas Cage. It is a great Christmas movie.
Well, I have to watch this one.
It is one of the films that got me through when my daughter was kidnapped. That one,
Okay.
and Me, Myself, and Irene, I watched every day. I'd start my day with Me, Myself, and Irene. I would go to bed watching Family Man. And it's a powerful, powerful film about redemption, making changes, good changes. So, but that's it, guys. Let's get the hell out of here. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye now.
Hey, what are you, some kind of a freak?
Maybe.
Hey, what?
That's where the end titles normally is, and it's not there.
What? You're still here?